Men are the prize. And they are the prize because the dating game is rigged for men. So as women, it is subconsciously ingrained in us from our youth that the dream is to get married and have a husband and start a family and live happily ever after. Think of all the Disney movies you watched. Think of all the story time books that you read. Think of all the programs that you watched. The plot is always woman is living a mediocre, unhappy life, meets a Prince Charming, they get married and they run happily ever after into the sunset. The end. Now, for the men, it's the complete opposite in these kind of fairy tales. They are living their life. They are serving some purpose. Either they're a prince or they're a warrior or they're some kind of savior. And they have their life of adventure. And then finally they meet the woman that, has all the highest standards. She's the purest. She's the prettiest. She's the smartest. She's the cleanest. And then when he meets that final one, the boss chick of all women, then he gets married and settles down. So why would men not be the prize when the narrative that is built into society today is that women have to search for the Prince Charming and men have to look through all the women in the land and they get to pick the very best one and run off into the sunset? On top of that, the narrative for women is you have to be pure, you have to be untouched, whereas the narrative for men is live your life, live your best life, but make sure the woman that you pick is pure and untouched. So men walk around with this giant ego, and so many men are triggered when I post videos where I say, don't tell men your body count, because a man should be able to talk to you, get to know you and find out what kind of woman you are. He doesn't need to know a number that you can lie about. And men get so triggered by that because for them, virtue is like such a top 3 in their pick. Now, on one hand, it absolutely pisses me off because men, stop talking so chesty about something you don't have to adhere to. Because I promise you, if today the tables turn and men had to keep their virtue and keep their legs closed, and that's how they were judged, men would fail, and they would fail worse than women. So men, calm down as well. However, I am still a feminist who holds women accountable. And the truth is, ladies, I understand that you're trying to get to know these men and trying to find your Prince Charming. However, let that man prove that he is your Prince Charming before opening your legs. And I'm not saying this because I want to judge you. I am saying this because these men are going to judge you. And the truth is, there are a lot of elder women, older, and I'm not talking about old, just older than in their 20s, who are paying for their freedom in their youth. Because the truth is, in the quest for a relationship, partnership, a marriage, virtue is something that is highly ranked, especially in the Black community, where a lot of us are raised in the church or have touch points with the virtues of the church. And I will say it again, the dating game is rigged for men. So as much as I understand that it may not be right and it may not be fair, there is a dating algorithm. And if we want to be successful in dating, we have to understand the algorithm and do the best things to give ourselves the best chance of success. And one of the number one things you can do to give yourself the best chance in this dating game is to stop sleeping with these men. Because at the end of the day, the same men that are sleeping with you and enjoying it because they're getting it quick and easy are the same men that when they are looking for a woman to put on this pedestal of girlfriend, wife, etc., will judge you for giving them what they wanted in the first place. For me, myself personally, I would not advise sleeping with a man before 4 months and without a commitment. Now, ladies, do not tell them this. Do not tell them your plan, because one thing we do as women, we talk too much. The reason also that men are so up in this dating game, because we've come on the internet and spilled all our tea. We want a man with money. We want this. We're willing to give it up by this time. We're willing to do this, baby. Shh. I have to talk now because I'm trying to reverse some of this damage. But in general, stop telling these men your plan, your plot. If you're a virgin when you meet a man, he don't need to know. He will know when you're not sleeping with him. Like, you give these men the opportunity. In fact, stop. Let me go back. Men are rarely looking for a wife or serious relationship. So the reality is, when a lot of men meet you, they just want to be in and out. So the more you speak, the more you're giving them the playbook. So saying things like, I don't sleep with men unless they're my boyfriend. That man's going to ask you to be his girlfriend tomorrow. When you say things to men like, I want a man with money, that man's going to splash on you till you open up your legs and then disappear. Like, stop telling these men things. So ran over. Back to my original point. So just meet these men, speak to them, spend time with them, but don't free up the cookies. Because if we were able to collectively do this as women, we would see so much more success in the dating game. I promise you. Ladies, if you take one thing, you can cuss me for every single thing else. Do not sleep with these men quickly. I beg of you, because you will see such a difference in your success rate. And it doesn't matter that some men will cut you off, because some men will cut you off for that. But you're not trying to date every man. You're trying to find the one good man for you that you can build with. And he's out there. He's out there. Just take time. Okay, because the reality is, the way the patriarchy has set up society, men, we are on our knees. Men have all the power. So what we need to do is take back our power in these little ways that change the dynamic and give us space to move and take control. Men, I know you're going to hate me, but listen, I'm a feminist. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
You need to level up. You need to date with these girls and put the burden of performance on them. I'm tired of dudes trying to appease and supplicate to women and trying to impress girls. Fuck that shit. Men are the prize, not the women, because I know for a fact when a man deals with a woman, he's got to inherently bring far more value than she does. All she's got to do is be pretty and available. The man has to be taller than her, make money, be confident, be masculine, have all these other things. And women have a laundry list of requirements that they want of men. So I'm telling guys, hold yourself as you're a king, because at the end of the day, men are the leaders. And if a king marries a peasant, she turns into a queen. But a queen will never look a peasant's way. So therefore, you need to act accordingly and put yourself as the prize.
Can you date somebody I think they the prize?
No, I mean, the man is always the prize. Remember that. They try to say happy wife, happy life. A happy man is God's plan.
Preach it, Brother Teddy. You are a godsend.
So, and for all the brothers who's watching this, you got to always make sure you go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it, right? But in order to go where you celebrate it, not tolerate it, you got to celebrate yourself, right? How you think creates how you feel becomes an emotion, that emotion becomes a vibration, that vibration becomes a magnet that attracts things to you. So what you put out is going to come back to you. So once you on that vibration of celebrating yourself, the bitches that's going to tolerate you are going to run from you, because you're not going to attract them, you're going to repel them.
You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
I'm about to say something that a lot of women are not going to like, and a lot of overweight, unambitious bums are going to take out of context. Men, especially the ones who are building themselves up physically, mentally, working on communicating, their intellect, emotional intelligence, those are the guys that are the prize. This isn't about tearing down females and making them feel like they're less than. No, not at all. See, a woman has the incredible power and role to come into a man's life, and inspire a man to strive harder, to multiply his efforts, to become the best version of himself. And that's real influence. See, when a man is disciplined and he's focused and he has his life on track, and he's also working on being into the best shape that he can possibly be in, that guy is rare. There is a high demand for that kind of man, and not many supply. I know you ladies know that from the dating apps, and I know you guys feel that whenever you get the attention because you're on your A game. But here's the thing, you're not distracted. And that's why you're rare. And see, when a good woman stands beside her man and supports his purpose, he doesn't just win. He levels up beyond what he could have ever achieved alone. So for the man out there, keep building, guys. I need you to work on building up your body. You don't have to be a bodybuilder, but you need to be in shape. You need to have some sort of physical presence. Number 2, work on your intellect. Learn how to communicate effectively. Number 3, work on your emotional intelligence. And last but not least, guys, we got to be striving to get the bag. We got to strive to increase our income because it's going to give us leverage, confidence, and the ability to provide. And that is, whether you like it or not, our number one role on this earth. So stay rare, fellas. And for the women, understand the role that you play is so pivotal. It multiplies a man's life into greatness. And that greatness, that value trickles down into your life. So don't undermine the role that you play. We need women that are out there, that are willing to stick beside their man.